Hey, Paul. Hi.
Wait for 2 minutes for rooms briefly, and
Sure,
then we can start. Yeah.
sure, Paul. Thank you.
So this recording will be uploaded in that Educate app. Okay.
Okay, okay.
And I need your. I have scheduled your one-on-one also. Yeah.
Sure, 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 Paul. So while others join, right, Pawan, I had a quick question.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, yeah. So if I want to add a new identifier, right, like to the existing workspace,
Mm.
so what what is the best practice, and what should I consider?
Okay. When we are going to add a new identifier, help me with the question actually. So is my understanding right? So if I am adding a new identifier to the dashboard, so I didn't get the question actually.
So basically, right? So right now, like example, we are getting data from a website. So we are getting email address as the identifier and ECID as the identifier. So
Mm-hmm.
with email address and ECID, we are also getting example, zip code. Okay, like just for example. So zip code, and I want to make zip code. So zip code is a profile attribute already, and I want to make zip code as a secondary identifier.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So I wanted to check on what the best practices are and what should I do. How do we do the historical load?
Mm.
Yeah, just the best practices.
Okay. The best practices for the I'll consider it as an HTM individual profile. Okay. And
Correct.
for that, so I will be taking that unique identifiers to the organization. Okay, either
Mm-hmm.
it may be like a 360-degree, or because are you also dealing with the mixins? Mixins in the sense like all the data fields with similar functionality. Are you also dealing with that?
No, it's a profile data set, right? So
Yeah.
it's a profile data set and it's a profile attribute already.
Okay.
Yeah. So the question is, if we make that profile attribute as an identifier.
Okay. So for individual HDM profile, so we can able to take in uh, the what we call the your email as an identifier, or if your organization has email, that is the best approach that I can able to say. Yeah, because of the security reasons, and so email will be unique in all these fields. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel that so email will be the best approach here, yeah, for the individual profile.
No, email will be the best approach, but for example, I have ECR as the identifier, and now I want to add email as that identifier. So what uh, research do I need to do? Because for example, for 1 year, I've been getting data on based on ECID example, right? So
Okay.
1 year, I got around 1 million records
Mm,
into AEP,
mm,
and ECID is the identifier
yeah.
from and now I want to make email also as the identifier. So
Okay.
what research should I do? Uh,
So for this, I need a couple of follow-up questions for this, okay, because it is
okay,
not right. Okay, for me,
okay.
um, like the unified profile, okay, are you also taking for the data set? So how it is? Are you going to create the individual profile for the only one entity, or else for the entire data set are you going to create?
Yeah, so um, so even though if we create for one data set, right, eventually if it has to merge with the existing data, I'll have to do a historical refresh for all the data sets,
Okay, you have to do historical data. Okay,
right? So
last,
that's my understanding.
yeah, yeah. Last question. Okay, do you have any other fields apart from this ECID, and so what are the other fields that we have for the identity module? Yeah.
ECID is there, email is there, and we have a local database. So we have a sequence generator there. So we have one unique identifier based on email there. So we have three identifiers.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have MDM system. So we want to include that MDM ID as another identifier.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where I'm doing research on or what are the best practices to include that MDM ID,
Mhm,
and how do I do a backfill to mm, make sure that everything coming from MDM system is stitched.
mhm. Okay, now I understand. Now I can able to uh, do that, right? So,
Right.
um, so are you using last question? So, are you using any real-time data activation? So, tell me any one source and one destination. Yeah, that's it. That is
No,
the
no,
last
no, no, nothing real time. So we are getting data in real time through a website, AEM, from AEM to AEP. But
question.
all the activations are being done in batch. We are sending data to ACM, and
Hmm.
ACM will send the emails in a batch process, because we are not using AJO yet for emails.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if you are not using, so I can suggest you, okay, try
Hmm.
to stitch in for HTML individual profile as an email, and for the entire data set, uh, okay, you need to take the ECID, because okay, for an individual profile, so when the individual profile is coming into the system, so still yet, so they will not have the ECID in control. Okay, ECID will be generated once after the data is merged, or you have to use a service for that, right? Any of the service. So for the individual profile, use my best practice that I can able to tell you from my experience is use an email or has email at this point of time. Later on, so you can able to take it forward. So with the ECID, okay.
Sure,
So
sure,
for
sure.
now, so this is my identification, but it depends upon the sources, and it also depends upon the schema identification, and it also depends upon this data set precedence. Okay. So
Sure.
for now, as per the initial understanding, I feel that okay, email or has the email will work. Okay. In the later stages, okay, you can able to apply that for the whole database once you got the ample amount of data. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. No problem. Okay. So are there any questions before we move forward? Okay, so we will be going to start the session in 1 minute. Okay, so before that, I have scheduled all your one-on-ones. Okay, and so we can able to have a chat around, and even I have provided the link where even I have provided a drive link. Okay, where a document will be there, and you need to fill in. So if there are any questions, so that I will be prepared for the meeting. Yeah, yeah, and. If at all the questions are textual, so I will write it as a textual. So if the meeting is necessary in the meeting, so I'll be explaining you that concept. Yeah, right. So and one thing that I want to tell you, these three classes that I have done are not recorded in a right format. Even I am getting the blank screens. Okay, I'll be re-recording the sessions on Saturday and Sunday, and then I will be uploading on education app, and then I am buying one Dropbox ID, okay, where that will be stored for the entire lifetime. Yeah, so you will get that ID as soon as possible. Yeah. Okay, let us start. Are we good to start?
Yep. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
so today agenda is all about, okay, so today's agenda is all about, okay, so yesterday we have dig down deeper into the kind of an what we call so how the data prepares and how that is getting done, right? So today it's all about okay workflow. Okay, so you have asked one question which I have provided the solution. So like I will be taking 1 minute to explain you. Okay, so the question that you have asked. So, so here I have given the Samsung corporate, so which will be accessible to you three guys only. So, so you can take a look at it. And so here I have, yeah, here is it. Okay, in the app, okay, where you can able to ask the doubt. Okay, this feature is enabled. Okay, whenever you go and then ask a doubt, if you have any doubts, okay, so you can. So it was what we call, it was integrated with the LLM, which I have trained some of the interview questions. Okay, even you can ask a lot of interview questions over there. Yeah, and so foundations, so like this. Okay, so I have shown you, right? Please explain me about the experience platform. So it will give about what exactly the experience platform is, and then so how it can able to benefit. So likewise, if you have any kind of a questions, okay, just go there, and then there I have given like simple analogy. So wherein it provides an example also for everyone. Okay, example and simple analogy. So like a personal assistant, it can able to work for you. Okay, when you have time, so you can able to take it forward. Okay, within that, right? So and so I think so in the doubts, okay, that you have asked. Okay, so yesterday we had a discussion. This one is not visible. Okay, we had a discussion, okay, over the difference in between the data type and field group. Okay, so wherein I have written, okay, in the this thing. So instead of presentation, so I like to write it. Okay, so data type is a set of fields, and data type defines the fields. Okay, so Jignesh, it's for you. So which you have asked, right? Field group is a set of data types and fields. Okay, field group is a set of, field group means like you will be combining all the data types and fields. Okay, and field. Okay, if you see here the currency I have mentioned, right? So currency is a field. Okay, in HTML or in Excel file, currency is a field. You will enter currency. That's it. Okay, and then the data that you enter is a string, right? Are you getting my point?
Y- Right, Pawan. I'm trying to remember when I asked this question.
Yeah. Yeah. So I will like, okay. For example, say you have asked me, okay, about when I have the data, okay, you are injecting to the workflow. Okay, next it converts into the XDM schema. Okay, so in this XDM schema, for example, the serial number. Okay, you have an Excel file, serial number, name, class, fees. Okay, and I have entered some XYZ random number. So how it is coming in the sense? So in the XDM schema, it will be creating the XDM and a serial number and string, whether it is a string or which data type it is. Okay,
Right.
uh, and a serial number. So this all collectively called field group. Okay,
Okay.
this all collectively called field group. Yeah. So that is what I have explained it over here.
Sure.
Yeah, in order to do that.
Sure, Pawan. Thank you.
Okay. Can you able to view my screen? All of
Yeah.
us? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Today agenda. So so today we are going to discuss about. So, is there any that copy available with you? Anybody? That deliverable document, okay, which I have given, right? So, course, yeah. One second. So today's agenda, so that we are going to discuss all about. Okay, yesterday I have mentioned about. Okay, the benefits and use cases across the industry. So where I will be taking around architects that will learn about the different industrial and leverage AEP benefits CDP for this. So today is the follow up where I can able to cover, okay, for each of the industry, and then I will be telling you about the data injection methods, and how to inject the data in the right formats, and how the different applications, batch and streaming works in the real world. Okay, so how that is there, and entire thing, so it will be a practical workaround. Yeah. Okay, so let me take it up with you. Okay, so logging into experience platform. Okay, and so I thought of sharing something with you. See, okay. Uh, so I'll take it up. So first I'll take the data injection as today, and so I will be explaining you about the extension class after this. Yeah. So whatever the data that you have in the data injection that you are doing, right? So what you will be doing is first EEP contains like this. First you will be collecting the data. Okay, you will be collecting the data and you will be injecting the data. Okay, and so once after the data is injected, okay, you will be modeling the data. Okay, and security and data transformation. Okay, so you can able to take the data profile and classification. These are the steps. Okay, these are the steps. Okay, step one. Okay, you should do the data collection from various entity. Okay, step two, applying the data governance. Okay, in the data modeling will be there, data security will be there, and data profiling and classification and data transformation. Okay, and so the third one is data exploration and the preparation, model authoring and the experimentation, authorization, and then the profile enrichment. So which is also covered in this entire thing. So you no need to worry about entirely, right? So before that, so the best practice. So what are the best practices in the sense? If you have a CRM data or campaign data that is coming in, so what I am following is extract model. Okay, extract model. So and transform and load. Sorry, transform and load. Okay, that is okay. So let me show you. Right.
No, I think you mentioned load and transform.
Yeah, load ELT transform, right? So I mentioned about ELT transform. So
Yeah.
ETL. Yeah. So what I am telling you is before the injection happens, okay, what I am trying to pitch is okay, before these injections happen, whatever the workflows are. So I will streamline the data in the CRM itself by an external tool. Okay, by an external tool. Okay, so generally the traditional approach is okay, the people will be having AWS or so, and then they will be launching the CSV file, and then they will be getting the data. Okay, whatever the data that they are doing, right? So generally the people follow this traditional approach of getting the data into AEM or data injection into the AEM. For me, okay, so I will not be approaching directly. Okay, so because I don't want the chunks to be entered into the data. I don't want I want the clean profiles in this system, right? So that's why I will be modeling it through the external system only. How I will be modeling, I will be explaining you that, and that is the best practice. But people will not who will not be comfortable for this, right? So because it involves intensive research, okay, over the source schema, okay, and the profile schema, how that are getting built, okay, what is a prospect that you need to define it over there, okay. So i I will be telling you that, okay, no problem on that. So people will be talking about, okay, so go to data set, create from the CSV file, okay, configure the data set like this, okay, configure the data set, okay, and add the data from the CSV file, drag and drop, okay. This is just like an ready-made template that you will be sending, you will be sending all the data into this, okay. So this is just like what we call, so whatever the data that is there, okay, even it is clean data or raw data, so we don't know, right? So we use the data warehouse, okay. Are you understanding my point? So we use the data warehouse in order to do that raw data formatting, right? So if there is any injections that are happening, so what we will be doing is, okay, we will be cleaning the data, okay. There are two ways of cleaning the data. There are two ways of cleaning the data. One is, okay, you can able to use the data clean proc, okay, data clean proc, okay. So so you, so this is like an what we call, before that, so we are using Fivetran, okay. Might be your organization may be using any of this, okay. I didn't find the open source tool for this, but I can able to tell you that, okay, in a manual method, so it is objectively, like for example, you had the data from, let's say, where is the data? One second. Where is the data? 1 minute. I'll show you the data, which I can able to clean it right now itself. Okay. So this is the mock data. Okay, this is the mock data. So which it doesn't have um cleaner data. So this is just a random data that I have, right? If you see here, okay, product name, product category, product subcategory, product price, okay, and product description, product weight we have, okay, and there might be a lot of chunks that are entering into the system which doesn't have the clean outcome, okay, which doesn't have the clean outcome. For me, what I can able to do is I will do the data cleaning process, okay. I will do the data cleaning process, okay. How I will be doing is that, so in the real world, so we have Fivetran, okay. We have Fivetran as a tool, okay. So what it will be doing is that, so it will be taking the connectors directly into that, and it will be involving in that. For example, say if I want to include, I didn't find it free version actually. So I I will go into the platform, okay, and then clean the data first of all, okay. So, and there is a data cleaning proc, okay, data cleaning pro proc. So what is a data cleaning process in the sense, okay? You can able to do the data cleaning process, okay, by means of any of the method, okay. We can use free tool as a Snowflake, okay, Snowflake. So I will be integrating with the Snowflake and then created uh, data tables in that, and I will be creating a fact tables in that, and then from the data cleaning perspective, so I will be extracting that data, okay, from there. So that is the best practice that I can able to tell you, instead of adding the file over here and then which has lot of chunks of the data, right? So if I say here, so if I have mock data, if I say that mock data is there or recipients data, so I will take the mock data only. Yeah, mock data only. So if you take this mock data into the picture, so or any data that is getting injected, so the best practice is use extract model. Okay, model or the data transformation that you can do uh, before it comes into the system. Okay, before it comes into the system. So see here, you have the IP address, product name, product type, and then so and the product stock. So this might be having that. Sometimes you will not have the data in that. Okay, product rating will not be there. It will be blank. And Samsung product brand will not be there. Okay, and then there will be lot of duplicates, right? So here you can see Jezabel, and there might be, like for example, say this email ID is there. Okay, so there might be a lot of duplicates that are coming in. So here I don't have the data of the duplicates. Okay, so you are understanding my point, right? So there will be lot of duplicate data. Okay, there will be lot of duplicate data when it comes into the picture of when it comes to the picture of utilizing the same CSV file or utilizing that without modeling. I hope you are understanding my point, or how it is exactly. Hello, any doubts?
So I mean, I'm not the thing which I'm not getting right, the one. So this is a flat file, right? What you're talking about. So uh, if I'm getting data from Snowflake or from any other system, then
Mm.
data cleaning. Uh,
Yeah, data cleaning will be done. So whatever the flat file
right,
system that you are
right,
using. So right now I don't have the Snowflake or something. Okay,
right,
you will
right,
be doing that in the sources, right? Before going into the data flow, creation of the data flow. Okay, before creation of the data flow itself, okay, what I will be doing is, okay, I will be doing the data cleaning process. Okay, so how I will be doing that data cleaning? Okay, there are two methods. One is the manual way of the cleaning. So if you have the flat file system, so if you have the flat
right.
file system, you can able to do it like a data cleaning.
Makes
So in
sense.
an Excel file, okay, in the Excel file, you know, right? So uh, when
Makes sense.
data
Means the
cleaning.
manual method I'm aware of. Like,
Okay.
uh,
And
yeah,
the
and
second
if you
thing
have
is,
Snowflake, you're saying we can load it into Snowflake, clean the data, and then load the
hmm,
data into
yeah,
AEP.
I am finding, so in the Snowflake, okay, so you can able to clean the data. So that's our organization. Today I will be
Right,
getting this what we call training sandbox access for this Snowflake. Okay, so what I am saying is, so like you can also create your own account, no problem in that. Okay, so and one
right.
second. So continue. Okay, and you can able to tell whatever the company is and something. Okay, and I am getting from the AWS service mechanism. Get started. Okay, and you will be doing that, and so you so far now I am using two systems, that is Python or Scala. Okay, once out that is there, okay, you will get to the access. So just click to activate. You will get your Snowflake access, okay, and you can use whatever it is. Okay, so Snowflake is an ETL tool. So if I have to tell, okay, and so you can do the ETLs before the ETL process in AEP. Why I am telling in the sense, So I want to optimize the cost for my clients. Okay, so if it is an enterprise clients, okay, even the rupee matters for them, right? So that's why I'll be optimizing the cost, okay, before going into the system.
Yeah, yeah. So with respect to Snowflake, I understand,
Mm,
Pawan.
mm,
Basically, we can write the queries, click create a data share, and
mm,
based on the table, like our data flow will pull the data from the
yeah,
data share.
yeah.
So the cleaning should be done before getting the data into AEP,
Yes, yes, yes.
right? So
See,
so
in
that part I get. The question I
mm,
have is, for what happens to a real-time data source, right? For example, website.
mm,
So we need to make sure that the data what's coming in is the right data before we get the data in,
yeah.
even from the website.
Yes, yes. So if you are using the website, okay, the way that I can able to build is, okay, you know this launch application previously, right? So data collection method. Okay. So when you are using the launch application, so I can able to go there and then show you, okay, how to do that. Okay. Here, so this is for you also, guys. Okay. So when you are using that, okay, so you go to the tags, right? First you will be creating a tag when you are doing any website. Okay, so create a property. Okay, website name something like apple.com, right? And so you will be creating www.apple.com. Okay, and click on save. Once after the property is created, are you aware of this thing? Is it like are you aware of creating this in launch? No, right?
No, 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 no.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
Currently,
aware of
not.
this one.
okay. So I will be telling you in a nutshell. For example, say if any website, okay, if you want to integrate, okay, there are two methods that you can able to integrate. Okay, so one way of methodology is, okay, by integrating with the launch. Okay, so launch is a product. So when we have an AEP, when we don't have an AEP, we can able to utilize the launch. But so what I am trying to fetch is, so you can able to create your website property. Okay, when you don't have the launch, when you are getting the data. Right now, launch has been integrated with this data properties also. So you go to the experience platform, the same UI only. So nothing changed, but they have integrated here in the data collection. So which is next classes, but I will be telling you in a nutshell. So you will be creating a property, okay, whatever the property is, okay, and you will be creating. So which one that you need to take. So click on save. Okay. Once after once after this is done, okay, so you will be creating a property, right? Okay, so you will be seeing this property, right? So what you will be doing, the what the developers will be doing is, okay, they will go to the extension first of all. Okay, you will have this. What are extensions? In the sense, extensions are something which is like a connectors. Okay, they will go into catalog. Okay, they will go into catalog, and then if they want to integrate, so they will integrate with Adobe Analytics, or they will be using Adobe Analytics or Adobe Target, whichever the things are. These are kind of a services that you can able to do. Okay, previously they are doing the web SDK configuration like this. Okay, web SDK and mobile SDK are being configured like this. Okay, and so you will be selecting the sandbox, whichever the sandbox is, right? You whichever the sandbox is, so you will be selecting that, and you will be selecting the right sandbox, and which is the developmental environment that you will be selecting, and you will be doing all the consent management over here. So here here you are seeing the concern management is a data governance concept in AEP that I will be explaining you. Okay, so and then I will be creating a data stream. Okay, so what kind of a data stream that I should flow? So I will be creating like this, and then I will be clicking on save. Okay, still I haven't configured lot of things. Okay, there are a lot of things that needs to be configured, that I will be taking in the data collection. Okay, data in the later session. Okay, and so they will be doing what we call, once after that is done. Okay, once after that is done, so what you will be taking is that, okay, y- you have a basic implementation. Okay, you have a basic implementation, right? So and the platform is integrated with that. So if you have any of the Adobe Analytics, so you can able to integrate with the Adobe Analytics, right? Adobe Analytics data. So you will be installing that, and you will be configuring that the same methodology. Okay. And then you will be sending this data into report shoots, right? Here you are seeing, right? So which report shoot that you need to send this data? Okay. Which report shoot that you need to send this data? You are seeing, right? Which report shoot? Are you aware of the reporting shoot concept?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So reporting shoot is something like, okay, you will be sending that data, okay, and storing the data as a data lake. Okay. So how to create a report shoot? Okay. So you are that's not your job, but it's the job of Adobe any Adobe Analytics engineer, that they will be doing this report shoot, and then the configuration. How to create that? They will be going into the analytics. Okay. Mm, they will be going into analytics, and they will be going it's the job of the admin. Okay, go to admin. So go to admin, and so they will be creating it over here, like 1 minute. Here report shoots, go to report shoots, create report shoot. Next step is the create report shoot. Okay, where they will be having this report shoots, right? So I can able to create a report shoot over here. uh, Add report shoot, or like, sorry for create. Okay, add report shoot. You can able to configure, for example, say there are two ways in order to do this. Okay, one is you can able to utilize the Adobe help, or else you can able to create your own this thing. So for example, say I'll be mentioning about I have a financial services, and then I can able to um create create likewise. Okay, or else I have an existing report shoot. Okay, that is the master report shoot, and I want that to be implemented over here. So I will be selecting which report shoot that is, and then all the settings and properties will be down applied to this only. Like, this is called the VRS concept, which I will be coming back to you later. Okay, and you will be configuring the ID, whichever the ID that you are configuring, and then what site title that you are. Okay, www.apple.com. Okay, and base URL. So you will be configuring, and so create report shoot. Okay, it will create a report shoot. Okay, whatever the configuration that you are, okay, you are using in WebSDK, right? So you have to use this report shoot. You have to utilize this report shoot, okay, in your configuration while you are configuring the web SDK. mm, yeah, so while you are doing that, right, so you have to do it in web SDK.
Yeah, yeah, the whole concept of WebSDK is new to me,
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So that one is also covered. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Okay.
So how this is done. So just I am giving you nutshell, because uh, it also involves. So I'll go to here. Okay, and in the extensions. Okay, so if I have to do the EEP web SDK extension, so it's not your job actually. Okay, frankly speaking, but due to the limitations, so we have to do it. You need to select which report should that is. What is the production environment? what is the staging environment. Okay, you need to be well specific, and then you need to do that. So that one is not there here, okay, because I have not connected Adobe Analytics to the web SDK, okay, right now. So that's why you are not seeing. It takes 2 hours in order to reflect here. It takes 2 hours to in order to reflect here. Once after that is done, so there are some configuration that I need to do. Okay, going into developer.adobe.com, and so you will be creating that account for that report shoot. And then once after this developer account is created by using the APIs, all right, so you can able to see, right, so Adobe Analytics. Okay, so I will be configuring that Adobe Analytics plugin to the AEP dataset, which dataset that I need to take it. So then automatically it will be seen over here, and then so we can able to send this that is the web SDK implementation. So that concept is all together. So this is how it works. So I hope my explanation is satisfactory. So once after the web SDK is created, so the question that you have asked, okay, contains this much of the process. Yeah. Understood? Or any doubts before we move on?
Yeah, I mean, maybe I have to again go through the recording. It's
Okay, no
like,
problem. So
yeah,
I will be explaining you in this one-on-one. So that's why I have, so this is whole process, and then I will make you come to the speed, because this is an somewhat experience this thing. So I'll make you come to the speed. Yeah, no problem on that. Yeah.
But Web SDK would be a separate class altogether, right? Or this is what
No,
you explained.
no, no. So
No.
Web SDK, I will be giving you all the basic approach and how to
Okay.
implement that. So it's all together. So
Okay.
different approach. But I
Okay.
am just giving you one video
Okay.
I will be providing, or else I will be
Okay.
providing you some sources where you can able to implement it. It's not
Right.
in what we call rocket science, which I feel. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what even I was like, I'm not aware of Web SDK or mobile SDK. I mean,
Okay,
Yeah.
no problem. It's not a rocket science, but here I will be making you comfortable and I will be accustomed to that. So that's why one-on-ones are the most efficient pattern that I can able to think of. Yeah. Okay. So now coming into this, okay, this is the flat file system. So when you are creating the sources, what I have recommended is, so you have to clean the data before it comes into the system. So I will be setting up, okay, an FTP, or people will be setting up FTP. For me, I will be setting up the uh, what we call any kind of an activity that I can able to think of, like AWS Receipt or anything, so that we can able to um, get it through. So what I am thinking is I have Snowflake streaming. So you are seeing, right? I'll be setting up this Snowflake. Okay, how I will be setting. So I will be setting up this Snowflake by means of this, and then so whatever the account name is, and whatever the new account is, so I will be setting up. So still it needs to be configured. Okay, once after that is done, so I will be creating a data flow, and then I will map the data, schedule the data, and review the data. There, that's how the cleaning process will be taken up. So previously, okay, before it comes into the system, in order to avoid a lot of costing efforts. Okay, lot of costing efforts, right? So here in this, so whatever the sources that I have, I can able to explain you with the Google BigQuery, and some of the BigQueries, some of the streaming connectors, which I can able to explain. Okay, not all are covered in this, but what I am saying is I will send you the documentation. So I will send you the documentation where it contains all the ETLs, okay, where you can see that, right? So all the ETLs will be there, and you can able to, 1 minute, I will tell you. what I am trying to fetch is. So here in this course, I'll cover 2 to 3 ETLs. Okay. So what I am trying to fetch is like what I am trying to fetch is like the ETL jobs, right? So I will be giving you okay one file. Okay. So where it contains, this file contains, okay, for example, say if your organization has some kind of an tomorrow, okay, I want to integrate with the Snipe event hub. Okay, for example, say if your organization says that I want to integrate with the event hub, okay, just type in event. I think you are having the event hub, right? Just go to this link, copy paste this link, and then go there. Okay, you will find the documentation for it. Okay, you will find the documentation for it. Okay, tomorrow your organization says that okay, I don't have this. Okay, rest rule or something. Okay, which I want to utilize. Okay, for example, say if you are stuck at this point. Okay, go to our app and then ask a question. Okay, so like how to integrate with the Azure event hub as a source. I'm not understanding this increased parallelism event hubs. You will get step by step documentation because I have trained the model in such a way that so entirely, so I have built around 2960 training models in that. So you will get all kinds of an answers to that. You have only one source. You don't need to refer any other material. Go to app and then try searching in. So what your question is, you will get that answer. Okay, if you are stuck at that, or else you can call me later on. So how to do that or something like this, which I will be helping you. Yeah. Okay. Understood? And tomorrow your organization says that okay, I want to integrate with mix panel. Okay, just go to there and then search for the mix panel, right? So you will be getting that mix panel idea, like somewhere mix panel is there. So where is mix panel? Snowflake. So Snowflake use rain focus. You're understanding my point, right? What I am trying to, yeah. Here is the mix panel. So go there and then search for the mix panel, right? So, and if you are stuck at any point of time, go to the app that I have given, Educate app. Okay, there ask for help, and then so once after you ask for help, then automatically you can able to I have integrated with the training model. Then automatically it will fetch you the answer how to do that. Okay, step by step procedure. Okay, so and then so it is not integrated with the image algorithms. Okay, so you need to excuse me, like you can able to get that. So whatever the training model is, so it is a textual analysis that I have done, so you will get all these things, right? So that's how it is. You can able to do it later on. Okay, have you do you have any questions? Right, right now what I will be delivering you is, okay, I'll be delivering you the GCP, that is Google Cloud and Amazon. Okay, both I will be delivering to you right now. Okay, and then so the data injection will be happening. So and then I have also promised you to so how I will be doing the data cleanup, so that I will be showing you without any recording. Okay, because I have to go to the production environment without recording, so I will be showing you that, right? Is that okay with you?
I'm okay, Pawan.
Sure, Pawan. Yeah, that works.
Okay, so here Okay, whatever the data flows that you are creating, right? So for example, say your organization tomorrow I want to integrate with the custom integration, so you can use the what we call HTTP. Okay, HTTP API. Okay, your organization is using any kind of a streaming function, or your organization is using like an any kind of an this thing. So go to HTTP streaming. Okay, like I am telling you, okay, for example, say you have this RDP channel, right? Sometimes, okay, you will see some of the RDPs that are flowing, right? What are RDPs? You will say, right? Mm, RDPs are something like a remote desktop protocol, okay, where you can able to, um, like, are you using VMware or any other mechanism in order to connect to the your environment, right? VPN or anything, okay? So there, what we will be doing is that, so we will be creating a link, okay? We will be creating an API link, okay? And then so we can able to do that. Whatever the HTTP API connection is, okay? So you can able to set up over here, okay? Click on setup. This is one way of setting up the account. Okay, if you have a custom CRM, if you have a custom CRM, means like not the Salesforce. What if my organization doesn't have anything? Okay, whatever the OTP connectors that you are seeing, right, out of the box connectors, my organization is having its own CRM. Okay, my organization is having its own CRM. Okay, like they have this own Infinite 360 CRM solution. They have developed it. Just ask the developer to give me the webhook. Okay, well, what is a webhook in the sense? So they will be giving you some kind of an URL. Okay, where you can able to integrate with this HTTP API. Okay, and here you are seeing, right? So here you will be getting the account name, whatever the account name is, and you will be setting up the enable authentication, and you will be setting up the XDM compatibility and connect to the sources, right? Once after that, okay, you will be setting up, so which one you need to take, which data set that you need to take, right? So I have already connected, so this is the training sandbox that you I have connected to it. Okay, so whatever the account that I have is the training sandbox that is already connected to the Adobe training sandbox. Okay, yeah, in this I cannot able to show in the production mechanism, so I will have lot of connectors that I can able to show you. Okay, so and I can able to set it, and then I'll be selecting the data set. Okay, and I'll be selecting the data flow. Okay, click on finish. Right now, so you have selected the HTTP API, and then so you have connected to the source platform. This is the source platform that I have connected. Okay, and from there, so I have set up the connection. That's it. I have set up the connection. Okay, and I will be adding the data. Next is I will be adding the data. So how I will be adding the data, either by means of the data set, or I will be adding the data by means of creating of the new data set, whatever the things are. Okay, so I will be creating a data set. I will be utilizing the data set which is already there in the system. Okay, and then click on finish. That means that, so whatever the data that is coming in, so you are just giving the connection. Okay, you are just doing the connection or data injection process. That's it. Once after that is done, okay, you will get an ID, and you will get a source name, so where it will be storing, and then what kind of a streaming it is, and then you will be getting the streaming endpoint. What is the streaming endpoint? Okay, streaming endpoint is something like, okay, you will like you will stream it, right? So, or like, the output of the program will be seen on this, like, this RSS feed. Okay, so like podcast, if they are doing any kind of a podcast, right? So what they will be creating is, so they will be creating an RSS feed. Okay, what is an RSS feed? In the sense like, um it will, you are understanding my point, or is that something that I need to explain you in graph, right? So sometimes you will get an RSS feeds like this, right? So and then this link, okay, that is the endpoint. It will show all the list out of all the websites or all the blogs that this website has, and then it has all the information. So that will be projected to all the audience, okay, with this streaming function or streamlet function, right? If you have a custom, okay, generally the organizations will be using the OTP connectors, okay, like your organization will be using the BigQuery, okay. So you will go to here, and then you will be selecting the data, and you will be creating the data set. So already I have created this, okay. So you can see, right? So how to create it? So see here, this is the login name. Okay, whatever the name that you want, you can able to take it. And then the description, you will be creating a project over there. So you will be getting that in the Google BigQuery. So there I have created this project in the BigQuery, Google BigQuery. I have created a project, and then this is the client ID. Okay, so you will get this configuration. Just enter this configuration. Okay, whatever the configuration is there, so you just enter this configuration, and you can able to add this. So I'll, you are understanding my point, or how it is exactly? Yeah.
Yeah,
I got it.
So just you are connecting the data, just you are connecting the data by means of the source connectors. That's it. You are not doing anything. Just your data injection is something like, so you are connecting the data with the source connectors, and then you are pulling the data. That's it, what you are doing over here. Okay, today's class is that only. Okay, go to the sources. Okay, for example, say if I have the Adobe Analytics data, okay, click on add data, like connect to this what we call, go to the sources. Okay, already there is Adobe Analytics that I have configured. Okay, this is the VLab one. So what I will be doing is, so I will be opening one connector with you. Here. Okay, already it is being connected. What you will be doing is that, so you will be selecting the table name, and you will be connecting to the schema. Okay, how I will be showing, I'll delete this data, and then I will be showing you. Just give me 1 minute. See here. Okay, so already it is connected. So what I can able to do it is, so I have connected to this data flow name. Okay, I don't have that option to delete and then create. 1 minute. If you see here, okay, so what I am saying is, so like uh, this one, you will be connecting the Adobe Analytics by means of this OTP connector here. Okay, how you will be doing is that, so you will be creating what we call, you will be selecting that as a service here over here, and then you will be selecting the Adobe Analytics and add data. So once after you add the data, okay, So once after you add the data, so it will ask for which report should that you have, what that you want. I'll be selecting the report suite of Adobe DMA template, okay, or any other data. So of your wish, okay, you will go to there and then you will be configuring the report suite. Then you can able to see that report suite over here, okay, and you will be selecting that report suite, okay, over here, and you can able to do the transformation. So if you are using report suite, so you can able to utilize the report suite over here, okay, and you will be clicking on next. And so here the target schema that you will be selecting is the custom schema. So if you want to create a custom schema, okay, so generally the people will be doing the default schema. What I recommend here is I'll be creating a custom schema, okay, because it involves what exactly our organization is looking for. One, what is the use case that we need to apply, so that will be seen in the custom schema, okay. So default schema in the sense whatever that source file contains, okay, the default schema will be sitting here, and then again you need to map the variables, and again you need to reclean the data. I will be going into the schema and then creating my custom schema before it comes into the system. Okay. I will instruct the system to follow my order. Okay. To follow my order. So that one I will be explaining you. Okay. In the later class, how to create it with a project. Okay. From on Monday. So you will get a project. Okay. On how to create a schema, and then how that. So uh, each one will be assigned with one different project. So for example, so one will be assigned with the airline industry, and then you need to do your you need to do before like what we call, you need to do that actually. So I will be assigning you, and I will be assigning you the step by step process like an activity worksheet. So I can able to send you that activity worksheet, and then so you can able to do it step by step. Step A, go to schema. Likewise, I will be creating step by step documentation, okay, and you can able to utilize the documentation, and then you can do your job. Yeah. And enable data set from profile, and click on next. Okay. And I'll be creating a data set name, and then creation of the backfill months, how many months I want to do it. So I will be taking it and then create the data set, right? So I'll be creating like this. Okay. I'll be creating like this. Okay. On the sources, what are the sources are there? For example, say if my organization tomorrow, okay, I want to integrate with the mix panel, for example, say any of these things. So you are go to mix panel, set up this, okay, and get the mix panel ID, account name, and then the username and password from your team, okay. uh, and so configure that and select the data that needs to be going, and then select the data flow detail that needs to be going, and then you can able to extract the data. So that's all that you can do. Okay. In this course, so I will be covering with the so somebody asked me informatica, right? So for example, say informatica, okay, there is no connector for informatica, there is no connector for informatica. What I will be doing is, okay, I will have this generic O data. Okay, generic O data. So generic O data is a inbound data lake connection. Okay, where you can able to set up the protocols. Okay, you will be setting up a protocols. What are protocols? Protocols are set of the rules that defines how the data should flow, or how that injection pattern will be flowing. So I'll be setting up with the data flow or generic code data, and then giving the account details. Okay, giving the account details and service URL. Okay, and you can able to do it. The other way of doing it is postman. Okay, the other way of doing it is postman. So I will take it up on Monday, okay, about the postman activity and how we can able to do it. Okay, how we can able to do it. Okay, in this course, as I mentioned, so if you have any kind of a system, so I have Google. Okay, Google and AWS. So I will be setting up the AWS account. So what I am trying to fetch is, so it is just like using the connectors, that's it. Okay, even you can able to utilize the connectors, whatever the connectors are. So and you will be setting up this account, okay, by taking the account name, description, server, port number, username and password, which your organization will be giving you. Okay, which your organization will be giving you, right? So if I have to take the S3 bucket, okay, if I have to take the S3 bucket, so you will be going into that. Don't worry, I my course is covered with X3. Okay, so I have already have an account with S3 bucket, right? So I'll be creating an X3 bucket over there, and then what I will be doing is, so I'll be configuring the account name, description, ST access key, secret key, and secret token. Okay, and this is the bucket name and folder path. Right now, what I want you to do is, everyone, okay, so like, as an activity, you have my login ID and password. I will be sending you this AWS account details. Okay, try connecting it and then creating of the data flow. Okay, try researching on it and create a data flow. Okay, I'll be sending you that over the email, AWS password and then the connection string. So you try connecting to that and then so create a data stream. So this is your activity for today. This is your activity for today. Now I'll come into some kind of a concept, okay, where I can able to explain you. Are you getting my point? Anyone, any doubts before we proceed?
I'm good, Pawan.
Yeah, I'm good
See,
to go.
yeah, okay. I'll be sending you that link, what we call some of the connection string. What you need to do is, okay, you need to go to catalog, okay, and you need to go to, for example, say if it is S3, okay, so you need to select the right, for example, say Salesforce Service Cloud, okay, you need to set up that, okay, by means of the step-by-step documentation that that is there in the experience league. Or else if you are stuck at any point, okay, you have my LLM. Okay, so you can ask the LLM. So if you doesn't have any kind of an preference or something, so you can able to what we call ask the LLM. So it contains the model that I have written is like the 2000 models covers everything. But if at all, if there is anything, so it will ask, it will be sending an email to me that this is not working or this is not working. So I will be coming back to you and then telling you how it is, right? Or else you can ask me directly how we can able to do in our one-on-one. Okay, so I'll be sending you some login details and you have to do it today. Okay, you have to do it today, right? So I'll be sending you some login. So you have to do it today. If at all it is not possible, I'll be creating be like I have got a group for the entire group. So I have got one ID. That ID I will be sharing you over the email. You can able to take a look and then you can able to work it on. Yeah. So that is for today, and so I think it's time. But can you able to spend 5 minutes? Is that okay?
No problem.
Yeah, yeah.
So this links I will be sharing you over the email today. Okay. And once after the email is completed, okay, so you can able to take it forward with this, and I will share you all the links. Okay, whichever the links that I have, so I will be sharing you. And today agenda is like, okay, I have already given you this Samsung training. So which covers day one and day two. Okay, which covers day one and day two, I have also explained about the recordings, but on Saturday, Sunday, I will allocate some time and then I will be re-recording the sessions until that, so you can able to utilize this Samsung corporate training which I have given to them, right? So day two also I have provided with them right now. So what my thing is, what are the data injection that we are doing, right? Okay, what are the data injection that we are doing, so it will be coming as an XTM schema. Okay, what are the data that we are doing is that, so it will be coming as an XTM schema. So more in detail, so I'll be explaining you Monday when you are coming into this. Okay, please try working out on this paper which I will be sharing you, and what is an XTM schema, so you can able to understand it. And from Monday onwards your work, what we call your work on the projects will be starting. Okay, and I will share lot of use cases along with the B2B document, and so you can able to take it forward from Monday. And right now, so I'll be stopping that as I promised. Okay, I'll be showing you something.